his 17th birthday would have been last week on November 11th, and it was beautifully decorated. There you see it. I know people put up Yankee memorabilia, pictures of Junior, and Jennifer, one of the family friends I know, gave some special
did.
touches there. So it must have been tough for you. He would have been in senior year of high school, getting ready to graduate in 2020, and there he is. He used to wear the burgundy uniform at school.
Yes.
Just what was it like to commemorate his birthday? Another year he's not here.
Oh my God, that was so sad for me. That was so really sad, devastated, because I didn't went to the cemetery that day because I don't want to see my son under the grave before his birthday. I like to be having my son with me, doing his birthday like the way he's supposed to be alive. I feel so sad, very sad. Yeah.
Yeah, I know you say it's tough for you at home because you were very close to Junior. You did a lot of things together. So much has happened this year. You sat through the trial, the first trial, 5 people convicted from the Trinitarios gang of murder in the first degree,
Yes.
and most of them got life. One got life without parole. But there was supposed to be a second case just starting, jury selection for the accused leaders of the Los Suarez gang, members of the Trinitarios allegedly, Diego Suero and Frederick Then. We have their footage here. And now we hear there's a delay until January 2020. We have a camera also for Leandra. So I'm just wondering what your reaction is to the delay now in this second case. They're charged with murder in the second degree.
I don't have an idea. I don't know how, that's how they work.
They were supposed to start jury selection, but from what I understand, Diego Suero's lawyer wants him to be tried separately from Frederick Then. And some of the testimony in the pretrial hearings indicated that Frederick Then was actually on the scene by the bodega when Junior was killed, but Suero was accused of just giving an order from another location to get a rival. So he doesn't want to be connected to Frederick Then in a trial in the courtroom.
I don't see the reason why, because they all are the same group. They all are the criminals, and they planning together. That was something that they were together talking about to kill somebody on the street, and they find an innocent child and kill the child for no reason, for nothing.
Now, just about the time of Junior's birthday last week, you appeared on the steps of City Hall, and you are now pushing for something called Junior's Law, and it would concern having panic buttons in bodegas, and I believe we have some footage of what it might look like. There would be a panic button behind a counter in case a young person was in fear for his or her life, and then maybe the authorities could get called. So you want this law to pass. And I remember just a year ago at this time in November, do you remember when we met you in the bodega, the other bodega, and you met the man,
Yes.
Edward Laura?
I went to
Yes, and he had helped a young person that was being chased like your son was. And right before Thanksgiving last year, that's the footage from the other incident. Right before Thanksgiving, you met him at the bodega and you said thank you. And it was a very nice moment to witness. And so I guess these bodega panic buttons would be very valuable, but I know that there's some kind of an issue where you have to have 10 or more or 10 or less employees. It's not very clear cut about who'd be eligible to get the panic buttons.
Oh, I wish they do available for everyone, because everybody need to save his life. We are all in danger. We need the panic button, because the panic button is a machine connecting to the police, any police department, and the panic button could be save life in the way how sometimes, like for example, what happened with Junior in the bodega.
Yes.
The owner to the bodega, he never hurt my son, and no one in their call, not even call the 911. And sometimes when you call 911, if the 911 is starting to asking you, I can hear you, what is the address, how's the suspect dressing, clothes, and many questions, and people got nervous, and that's delay time. A panic button could be directly to the police, and it's going to save life and time.
And you think it's about time that we have one now for the bodegas? in the city. There are a lot of bodegas in New York City.
They should put that in everywhere. Bodegas, store, all kind of store, all kind of public place and the people is in danger because the criminal is happening every day.
Okay. Now, it's just about a month since the 5 convicted Trinitarios were sentenced, and most got life, as I mentioned at the beginning of this interview. I just want to play a little bit from what happened that day, and let's talk a little bit about what it was like for you to be there that day, okay? And that's the sentencing of the 5 Trinitarios. The mother of convicted junior murderer Antonio Rodriguez screamed he didn't kill anyone as her son was sentenced to 25 years to life. She was forced from court.
They all killed him because they all went together.
About an hour earlier, Junior's mother had read a victim impact statement in Spanish before the 5 Trinitarios gang members received stiff sentences. The shortest was 23 years for Manuel Rivera.
All of their behavior together caused this to happen. There was a direct line of causation.
Jose Muniz, known as the Machete Man, finally revealed the gang's motive for killing Lisandro Jr. Guzman Feliz, claiming the 15-year-old was present when Muniz's friend was shot in the eye 2 nights before the bodega stabbing. Muniz, quote, "It may be true he was not a gang member, but the day my friend was shot in the eye, he was there." Junior's older brother wasn't buying it.
You cannot give credit to a criminal, which he was found guilty, so that have no credibility.
So that's your son, Manny, your older son. And when you heard the statements from these guys in court, and some of them apologized, how did you feel about the apologies?
No, those apologies, it was not real. That was forced. They tried to hurt themselves. It's not, this is too late to be apologized. They should think before do they kill my son. For the apologize, don't kill him.
When you heard this screaming by Antonio Rodriguez's mother, that was in the courtroom first, and then she left. What was that like? It kind of rocked the courtroom.
Oh, she was yelling like her son don't kill Junior, but the autopsy showed clearly how many stabbing he did to my son.
It shows how many stab wounds from Antonio?
From Antonio. Yeah, he was the one who stabbing him with the ice mirror. The
pick?
The pick ice mirror. He make like 100 holes in the body of my son. He did.
Although the defense attorneys were trying to say that it was only Jonaike who inflicted the fatal wound. And when you heard them say that in court...
They all know they planning to kill somebody outside. They make a meeting, Frederic, Alsuero, all of them, and they went together. Los Sure and the other gang member is like Bad Boy.
Bad Boys were one of the sets. Yeah, one of the other crews.
They all was together before to decide to go outside to kill somebody. They they knew what they went to do on the street. They just killing innocent person.
Yeah. So 2 nights before the sentencing, early in the morning of October 9th this year, I was on the scene when there was a big gang raid, and the police went after who they said is the current leader of Los Sures. And we have some footage of that from the gang raid back on October 9th. The police went in with the battering rams, and they took out this man, Mr. Ramirez, said he was the current leader. And a couple of the guys from Junior's case were also charged with some stabbings from Upper Manhattan in 2017. So the guys were all brought out in the rain from one of the precincts in the Bronx. And this just happened 2 days before the sentencing in Junior's case, so that was a very busy week. What were your thoughts when they went after 15 more people from...
Oh, it's good that they are working and cleaning the street. Try to doing something to save life from people because they have to stop to stop the violence. They know who was the criminal, and the criminal, until they don't kill somebody, they don't arresting them.
Yeah. So a lot of people are watching tonight. Monica Morales, one of my colleagues, Monica makes it happen. She said, love her, meaning you, and your coverage. So thank you, Monica. Edna Maldonado, God bless her. I met her where she works not so long ago. My mother-in-law was admitted there. And when I saw her, it was like I knew her personally. A lot of people feel that way about you. Lucy Perez, she's an inspiration to us all. May our Lord keep giving her the strength she needs and comfort she desires. Love and admire you forever, Junior.
Thank you, man. God bless you all.
Carla Flack Rosario, I'm so glad she got and is getting justice for her son. I think of her son often, even though I didn't know him, and keep his mom and family in my prayers. My 18-year-old stepson was murdered last October by an unknown assailant.
Wow.
He is missed so much that it hurts to breathe sometimes. And I guess that's a very compelling way to put it. People don't know a mother's pain.
No.
They don't know what you go
They
through.
don't
You
know.
seem strong on the surface, but you say when you're alone, it's tough.
All the time. I got that inside me 24/7. I've been living here because God had me here. It's not because I want to be here. I can't. I have to wait for my time.
Yeah, and you feel that you have to keep speaking on behalf of Junior and other young people that are in danger on the streets?
Yes. I have to be here for my son to get the justice that my son deserves, and I'm waiting on to see all what's gonna happen with all of those killers, and see what else coming next.
Demi Waters, love her spirit, strength, and determination, her sheer will to continue by any means necessary. Seeking justice for her baby is just amazing. She's a true warrior in my book. Now, there are some people that write that they feel Junior gets so much attention, whereas other cases don't. So you hear that sometimes. But it's just amazing the way your son's case resonated around the world. And I've said it
Yes.
before, people wrote to me from South Africa and New Zealand and Australia and Amsterdam. It's something about the case. And in New York, I think we were just stunned by the gang violence, by the sheer brutality that we witnessed on camera. But other people overseas, what they were troubled by was the way people reacted or didn't react in the bodega. And that's what people out of the country, it seems, reacted to.
That's why I feel like this is God all the time, because since the first day, the first time, nobody know what I feel, nobody know what happened to me, because I feel like my heart is gonna break, and I feel something, like grabbing me inside. It wasn't me. I know it was God. He grabbed me in the center at the moment, and He's still having in His hand, giving me the strength that I feel from Him. He's helping me, and He's
He
here.
helps you to
It's
hang in
God.
there.
It's
God is helping
it's
you.
not me. I can't. I don't have no power to do nothing like
Do you
that.
ever hear or feel your son's presence?
In the heart. It's
In
a
your
feeling
heart?
Inside.
You
It's
feel his
inside.
presence?
It's inside. Come through the heart directly inside.
He looks so much like you.
God showed direction. He tore. He fought. He moved everything. Not me. I don't have no power to do that.
Rosemarie Ortega is saying something about the panic buttons. She's saying the qualifications for the panic button is ridiculous. No bodega has 10 employees, especially the 24-hour ones. Putting a light on the panic button would just alert the perp to the cops being called, and things can go left from there, meaning they may not turn out so well. All bodegas should not have to go through all these qualifications to have a better safety system. So basically, it seems this person is saying you have to really let them all have it. That they should just have it.
I wish everybody everybody qualify for that, because everybody need protection. We all are living in the world, and this world is go worse and worse and worse. And then the violence is every day more and more and more. We all have to be safe and protect.
How do you feel the Bronx is now, over a year
Worse.
since this happened with your son?
Worse. I work in the hospital.
You
and
work in
I
St.
see-
Barnabas.
And I see every day all the trauma coming into the hospital.
You
It's
work in the
trauma.
intensive care unit, or at least you did last year when this happened.
Yes, I'm still there.
You're still in the intensive care unit.
Yes.
And what kind of injuries do you
We
see
can
coming
see
in?
every day. We see all kind of trauma to coming in every single day. Every day happen.
Are they gunshot wounds? Are they stab wounds?
Every gunshot, stabbing, accident, all kind of trauma going to the hospital. Then I can see that every single day.
That's hard to have to see that
We get
with what
used
you've
to-
been through.
I know.
Has it helped you to continue working, to go back to what
It-
you knew, the normalcy of working every day?
It's helping me because it keeps me busy, and I don't let me think too much.
It keeps you
sometimes.
busy and you don't think too much.
That's what I am looking to try to help myself, to keep my mentally busy.
And all the people that have reached out to you, what has that meant to you? The people around the world who write to you and send you
my
gifts.
God, this is mean like a God is again showing He's looking down to all of us in the all over the world, because that's not happen every day. What happened is that the impact went through to the all over the world. Like I say, many cases being happen every day, but any of the other cases went through like Junior was.